Well, we have more details for you now on that tentative deal for CRA workers and the end to their strike. Janice McGregor joins us live now from Ottawa. So Janice, good morning. CRA employees held out longer for a deal than other public service workers. So was it worth it?
Yeah, and I should say, we were saying held out longer because obviously they've been off work for a few extra days. The other four bargaining groups that were negotiating with the Treasury Board, of course, came to their deal that we were reporting out early Monday morning. But we don't know really if this was a case where they were holding back or indeed that sort of the other side was just dealing with them one at a time here. I'll just say that clarification right off the bat. So we don't really know why it took longer, because when you actually look at what they reached here, there are a lot of remarkable similarities. And that's noteworthy because this particular group of 39,000 workers represented by the Union of Taxation Employees going in had much higher wage demands than the four bargaining groups covered in the Treasury Board group. And they had employees that had very specific pay equity kind of issues kind of inside those demands. But in the end, this is a 4-year deal that matches the wage increases offered to the Treasury Board groups. Now, they are calculated in two different ways. If you were with us on Monday morning as we sorted this out, same thing applies here. The government says that over the 4 years, the wage increases amount to 11.5% kind of in total, the way they do the math. The union does a form of kind of compounded math to reach a number of 12.6% over the 4 years. They factor in an extra allowance that was added for 2023, the third year of the 4 years covered by this, and also, you know, through the magic of compounded math, which don't make me explain that on television this morning, you know, they do get to a higher number. It's always in the interests of the government to say sort of it's worth less, and of course, if you represent the workers, you want to look like you got a better deal. They are also getting a one-time lump sum, fully pensionable amount of $2,500, something you'll remember on Monday we were explaining is very valuable, especially to lower income workers, to have their eventual payment, pension payments be higher, like the Treasury Board group. They also got a letter of agreement on telework. Now, the union's release says this means there will be a grievance process for people who have complaints about how remote work is being dealt with for them. But on Monday, we heard Treasury Board President Mona Fortier say, look, this is not in the main collective agreement for Treasury Board. We don't think it is here either, and we shouldn't be calling this a grievance. So we have some more questions to follow up on that. There are a couple of things specific to this deal about adjusting shift times for work-life balance, getting more vacation sooner for some workers, but also there's a call monitoring system that the CRA has been using currently in its call centers, and that apparently is going to end within 18 months. That was something that came up at this specific table.
So, Janice, we won't make you do the math this morning, but now that all of that has actually been sorted out, do we know what happens next?
Right. So they have to be back on the job by 11:30 Eastern this morning. The full text of these deals, whatever fine print it contains, will be out closer to the ratification votes, which, of course, will be required to make everything official. I will note, though, we should never assume that ratification votes are a given. We are watching. There is a subgroup of the kind of Treasury Board groups covered in the deal on Monday that are actually campaigning for their workers to vote no in that vote. Now, it's not clear that there's enough critical mass in that movement yet such that that deal would be rejected overall, but ratification vote's never a given. So you have to kind of watch things all the way through to the end.
Janice, thank you for this. Janice McGregor for us in Ottawa this morning.